Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1969 Seattle Pilots What If Scenario. Today's matchup is between the Seattle Pilots and the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. On the mound for the Pilots today is Gary Bell, whose record is 1-1 with a 6.14 ERA. And pitching for the Orioles today is Jim Palmer, whose record is 0-2 with an 8.71 ERA. And so we sweep Minnesota at home. We're on a 5-game winning streak. We have pitched 2 shutouts within this 5-game winning streak, including yesterday's 4-0 victory. And I think we just need to revel in this for a little while, because I know it's going to get worse probably before it gets any better. And we are going to face the Baltimore Orioles today, which are 8-2. They went on to lose to the Mets in the World Series in 1969. They already have 19 home runs. They're batting .284, and that's with pitchers batting. Their team ERA is not great, but this is a very, very good team, and they made 3 trades already this year, in spring training and during the season. So they're going to be very, very tough to beat, and today might be the first day where we get ours. We get what's coming to us. But we'll take first place by 1.5 games. Let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. We'll take a look at our pitchers for today as the game takes a moment here to save, which I always appreciate. Gary Bell, Gary Ding Dong Bell. We're going to talk about him instead of Jim Palmer, which we've had many deep dives on in our 1980 series for the Detroit Tigers. So we're going to talk about Gary Bell later today. All of the bullpen is available except for Jerry Stevenson, who did a great job out of the bullpen. And then we're going to take a look here at our lineup. It is the same as yesterday. And again, Jim Palmer is a right-hander, so we have our lineup in there versus righties. And with Jerry McNertney playing so well, I find it hard to take him out and give him a day off. One of the things I think we have to keep in mind as we look at our 7-3 record is a lot of these players, especially in the lower half of the lineup, are not everyday players, and so they tend to get fatigued quicker, and we're going to have to go with backups. So that is the other aspect of managing an expansion team, is you can only get so much blood from a turnip, So we'll see how this plays out. I've been lucky so far. Maybe I continue to make the right calls and we can stay over 500. Let's go ahead and do the lineup rundown for the Seattle Pilots. Batting leadoff, playing right field, is Tommie Harper. Batting second at first base is Mike Hegan. Batting third at third base is Rich Rollins. Batting cleanup in left field is Tommie Agee. Batting fifth and catching is Jerry McNertney. Batting sixth in center field is Steve Hovely. Batting seventh at second base is Van Kelly. Batting eighth at shortstop is Fred Stanley. And of course, batting ninth is our pitcher, Gary Bell. We will take a look at Jim Palmer. Very early on in his career, he's only 23 years old. He is making his third start of the 69 season. 0-2 with an 8.71 ERA. More walks than strikeouts. Hasn't given up a home run yet. Poster batting .375. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 52.5%. His fastball is his best pitch. It's rated a 91. He's got a slow curve that's above average and a slider just below average. So 3 solid pitches, which is very unusual in this simulation for the 1969 season. We haven't seen, I don't think, any other pitcher that had 3 pitches that close. Overall, he is a 90, and he is in his 4th season the right-hander goes to arbitration at the end of the year. He's going to be asking for some big money. Let's take a look at the Baltimore defense. Wow. They got Brooks Robinson at third. He's at 99, the human vacuum cleaner. And in right field, they have Frank Robinson, who's below average defensively. That doesn't feel right, but maybe it's true. Okay, let's take a look at Tommie Harper leading off. He's batting .375 with 2 home runs. And he dumps it into left center field. Will that fall in? Oh, it's going to be caught by the left fielder. Pops Willie Stargell. 1 out. That will bring up Mike Hegan, our first baseman. He's batting .262 with a home run. Taps it right back to Palmer for out number 2. 2 quick outs as Rich Rollins steps in. And he flips it to right. And that will be caught. So a couple fly balls that looked like they might drop in, and both were caught. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Palmer. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Orioles lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing shortstop, is newly acquired Jim Fregosi. Batting second and catching, also newly acquired Joe Torre. Batting third in right field is Hall of Famer Frank Robinson. Batting cleanup, playing first base is Boog, Powell. Batting fifth in left field, newly acquired Willie Stargell. Batting sixth at second base is Davey Johnson. Batting seventh at third base is Brooks Robinson. Batting eighth in center field is Dave May. And batting ninth is the pitcher, Jim Palmer. So that is a formidable lineup for Gary Bell to face. Let's take a look at Gary Bell, and I'll tell you about him. Gary Bell, Gary Ding Dong Bell. I thought that was a nickname that Don had given him, Don T, one of our viewers, but actually that was his real nickname given to him by Jim Bouton, who he was a roommate of during this 1969 season. Bouton wrote a lot about him in his book. He was given the name Ding Dong, not specifically because his last name was Bell, but because players wore metal cups back then, and if you got hit in the groin area, it would ring out like a bell. And so apparently he got hit in the groin, and that was part of the reason why they called him Ding Dong Bell. In 1967, he was traded to Boston, and he was part of the Impossible Dream Team. He pitched Game 3 against the Cardinals in the World Series, losing 5-2. He, in his very first start as a Seattle Pilot, he pitched a shutout in the very first game at Sick's Stadium against the White Sox. Toward the end of the season, 1969, he was traded to the White Sox, where he pitched in relief for them primarily, and that was his last bit of Major League Baseball. He did not pitch after the 1969 year. He was often chided for being kind of a laid-back pitcher, kind of a happy-go-lucky guy. And he never, a lot of people really considered him to be a failure as a starting pitcher because he didn't have that mad dog mentality. And in 1965, his roommate for the Cleveland Indians, Jack Kralik, he got into a fist fight with him over which TV channel to watch. And Gary Bell knocked out his tooth and gave him 9 stitches. So that was kind of like the turning point for Gary Bell, kind of changing his personality and his philosophy pitching. In real life in 1962 for the Pilots, he went 2-6 with a .470 ERA. He did not have a record with the White Sox. So there's your deep dive on Gary Bell. He hated relieving. You see here that in the middle of his career with the Indians, they were going through a different manager every year, and so he became a reliever. He hated that job. In 1958, his rookie season, he finished third in Rookie of the Year, and he was a 4-time All-Star. So, I mean, a pretty decent pitcher that I think most people would agree did not reach his potential. So, there is the defense for Seattle. We're good all the way around, except for in right field. And Jim Fregosi leading off. He came over at the beginning part of the spring training in a trade with the Angels. He walks to lead off the ball game. So already a bad start. Fregosi may be running here with Joe Torre up. Great contact hitter, rated a 95. He does make contact, but he sends a fly ball to the left. There's out number 1. That will bring up the great Frank Robinson, Hall of Famer. 1-2 count, and he strikes out looking. Okay, so that was on a stolen base. So Fregosi does beat the throw. His second stolen base so far this season. And he is in scoring position now for Boog Powell. Powell batting .278 with 3 home runs. 2-2 count, and he pulls it to the right side where Van Kelly makes the play. So we get out of the first unscathed, go to the top of the second. No score. Here is Tommie Agee leading off. Still looking for his first home run of the season. Gets some good wood on it, sends it to the warning track for out number 1. Pilots are wearing their away sky blue jerseys. 1 down. Jerry McNertney up. He's probably been our best hitter this year. Grounds out to second. And that'll leave it up to Steve Hovely to get something going. Hovely and Kelly kind of letting me down here as we're giving them the big part of the fielding duties at their positions. And he pops out to third. So we're going to the bottom of the second inning. Game is moving along. Here's Willie Stargell. He's got 6 home runs on the year, 3 with the Pirates and 3 already with the Orioles. A ground ball to short, and Fred Stanley makes the play. 1 down for Davey Johnson, and Bell walks Johnson, his second walk so far today. Would be nice to get a double play. This is a good candidate. Brooks Robinson grounded into a ton of double plays in his career. Instead, he strikes out on that 73-mile-an-hour curveball that dropped right into the zone. 2 down. Dave May, maybe the only player in the lineup that is maybe not as known. He's was a solid home run hitter, played great defense, had good arm. And he clubs it to right, and that's out number 3. So we go to the top of the third, no score. Here is Van Kelly. Need to get somebody on base here. Oh, there we go. Kelly takes it to the knee. He'll feel that tomorrow. Runner on first. Now, I would like to bunt with Fred Stanley, but then we have the pitcher up anyway. So maybe we try to make some contact here. Maybe we get a hit. 2-2 count. Oh, he strikes out. Oh, man. All right, well, we're going to have a sack bunt here. Don't forget, Brooks Robinson's at third. They're not even playing in. Lays down a bunt to Brooks. And he goes to second to get Kelly. We can't even get lucky here. All right. I mean, how is that not even a double play with Bell running in that 56 speed? Let's see if Tommy Harper can get something going here for us. He'll take ball 4. 9 pitch at bat for Harper. And Bell is in scoring position. With 2 down, I'm not sure that he would score on a base hit, but I'd like to find out. Here's Mike Hegan, full count, and he walks. So the bases are loaded for Rich Rollins. Rollins, our best contact hitter, batting .292 No home runs. And a base hit to right field. Will Harper score? He does score from second, and the Pilots are on top. Unbelievable. Wow. We definitely make the opponent pay for their mistakes. And then a base hit up the middle for Tommie Agee. Hegan around third. He scores. It is 3-0 Seattle. Let's keep the pressure on here as McNertney steps up. He's got 3 home runs on the season. He's got 14 RBI here in his 11th game. And a base hit into the gap. Oh, no, it's going to be caught. I knew as I was saying it, I could see the trajectory. I thought it was going to get to the wall, but even as I was saying it, I'm like, oh, that's not going to happen. And it didn't. But we do get 3 runs on the board. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning with Jim Palmer leading off. Okay. Jim Palmer 1 for 2 so far this season. Loops it into left. Hegan. No, I'm sorry. That's Hovely out there making the catch. Actually, that's Agee out there making the catch. So 1 down. Back to the top of the lineup with Fregosi. He walked to lead off the game, and he strikes out here. So Bell's got 3 Ks now. 2 outs. And Joe Torre up. Ground ball to second. And Kelly tosses him out. We're going to the 4th inning with Steve Hovely leading off. Here we go. Hovely, a ground ball to second. We're definitely going to have a couple of positions that aren't going to get to the Mendoza line. Oh, Kelly gets hit again. I'm thinking Kelly's got to take this personally. Kelly came over from the Padres, so I don't see how Palmer and Kelly might have a vendetta, but nonetheless, Kelly's been hit twice. 1 out, here's Fred Stanley. Stanley gets a base hit into left field, and an error by the left fielder. Stargell allows Kelly to go to 3rd, and Gary Bell is at the plate. He was safe on a force. He tried to get a sacrifice, but it just didn't go through. I'm going to give Stanley the green light to run. I don't do this very often because I don't really understand it or the value of it. But we have a runner on 3rd. We're going to let Gary Bell swing away and set a bunt. And I don't want to double play. And it may just be a strikeout anyway. No, 2-1 count. Fly ball to right center field. That's plenty deep to score Kelly. He does. It's 4-0. Seattle, 2 down for Tommie Harper. I think we are going to send Stanley. 64% only. And if he gets thrown out, then we got the leadoff guy to lead off, the 5th. Okay, so Stanley's going here, and he steals second base. Good job by Stanley. That is his first on the year. And he's in scoring position for Tommie Harper. Let's see if we can drive him in. 2-2 count. Oh, yeah! 2-run shot. Oppo Taco. And it's 6-0 Seattle. What is going on here? Wow. This is incredible. As Mike Hegan steps in. That is Harper's 3rd home run this season. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Back-to-back 3-run innings. Here is Frank Robinson leading off. Robinson, Powell, and Stargell are due up. Robinson hits a ground ball to second. There's 1 out. That'll bring up Boog. Striking out. 4 Ks for Bell. Two down. Willie Stargell gets the first hit for the Orioles. It's a double up against the wall. That'll break up the no-hitter, as if that was going to happen. That is his second double of the season. And he is in scoring position for Davey Johnson. And Johnson walks. A weird Davey Johnson story. I was an Uber driver when I lived in El Paso. I was driving for Uber, and I picked up Davey Johnson's sister. Yeah. I don't know. Is Davey Johnson? They're from Texas, right? Nope. Born in Orlando, Florida. I don't know. Anyway, it happened. First and second. Here is Brooks Robinson. Ground ball to second. Van Kelly throws them out. So the shutout is intact. That is, 9 plus 4 is 13 innings in a row that we know of by our pitchers. 13 scoreless innings. Here's Rich Rollins. They're going to run Jim Palmer back out there. He is the second man up in the inning next, so that will probably be the end for him. Rollins grounds out to short, 1 out. Tommie Agee strikes out, only the second K for Palmer. And McNertney, base hit into center field. There we go. So McNertney keeps the hot hitting going. We have to give him a day off, though, maybe tomorrow. So we have a runner on first. 2 down. And Steve Hovely's up, and he strikes out. Hovely and Kelly are killing us on offense. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 8, 9, and 1 due up. With Bell's low endurance, I don't know if he can go more than through the 6th. So keep an eye on him here as Dave May steps up. May skies it on the infield. Stanley, no, I guess the left fielder, Agee's coming in to make the catch. It says popped up to short, but that looks like a play that Agee might have caught. 1 out. Here's Palmer. Hot shot to third. And Rollins makes the play. 2 quick outs. We're back to the top of the lineup with Fregosi. He struck out and walked today. And another high fly to left. So Bell is pitching the game of his life right now against they are the best offense in baseball. Top of the 6th, and Palmer comes back out. That's crazy. Here's Van Kelly leading off. Ground ball to second. That'll drop his average to 167. Fred Stanley up next. Oh, he pounds it into the dirt. Is that going to be an error? Oh, it's another good play by the catcher, Torre, throwing him out at first. And now we have a choice. I guess we're going to let Bell take a cut. He's earned another inning. He makes contact. Slow roller to second. As Palmer's now at 99. Oh, the game is lagging here. There we go. Sorry about that. Not sure what the deal is. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Gary Bell, 66 pitches despite 3 walks. These 2 right-handers may be his last of the day. Starting with Joe Torre. Popping it up on the infield. That should be an easy play. It is. 1 down. Here's Frank Robinson. Terrible baseball card, by the way, as he strikes out. I mean, take a look at this. Who framed that? That's the best you could get of Frank Robinson. It looks like they pulled one from a previous season. Okay, 2 down. Well, now we have to let Bell pitch to Boog, don't we? And he walks him, of course. 4 walks now issued by Bell. Only 1 hit, though. And that's the way this game goes. Either you give up a shit ton of hits and your pitcher doesn't walk, or you give up low amount of hits and you give up a ton of walks. So one way or another, they're going to reach whatever the average is for that player's whip, is my opinion. 3-2 count. That's his last batter. So we went too long. That was my fault. And he's tired now anyway. So we took him the distance. We're going to bring in, bring in Jack Acker. Old man Jack Acker. He's 28 years old. He's not that old. This is his 7th appearance, 0-1, a 3.60 ERA. 4 strikeouts in 5 innings. Opponents are batting .250. No saves, no blueies. Fastball tops out at 86 miles an hour. His sinker is his only good pitch, and it's only average. It's at an 80. Overall, rated a 76. The right-hander goes to arbitration at the end of the year. Okay, here we go. Davey Johnson up. One swing of the bat will make the game interesting, though. Johnson's got 83 power, so he could go deep. A ground ball in the hole at short. Stanley throws him out. Shutout remains intact. That's 15 innings in a row. We go to the top of the 7th. Jim Palmer about to hit the century mark as Tommie Harper leads off, striking out. 4 Ks for Palmer. Here is Jim Hegan. That is one of the slowest pitches I've ever seen. He just mistimed it. Slider at 74 miles an hour. Look at his slow curve is below 70. 2 down. And here is Rich Rollins. Rollins flips it to right. And a 1-2-3 inning for Palmer. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Pitchers coming up here in the bottom of the inning. We're going to let Acker go here. Ground ball to first. Hegan stepping on the bag. 1 down. That will bring up Dave May. 207 hitter, no home runs. And I thought that was ball 4. Instead, he was swinging, popping it up. Ball 4 was out. Yeah, that would have been ball 4. And they are going to pitch hit. They're bringing in Merv Rettenmund. There's a lot of N's and M's at the end of his name. Okay. 2 down. Good old Merv. And a ground ball to first. What is going on with this team? They're going to bring in a reliever. It is Al Severinsen. He is a rookie this year. In real life, he wasn't a rookie until 1971. This is his 72 card with the Padres. And he's got blowed up. 8 runs given up in 2 innings and 5 walks. That is exactly the kind of pitcher we enjoy. Tommie Agee will lead off. Some good wood on it, but in the general vicinity of the center fielder, May. 1 out. Here's McNertney. McNertney skies it. The Pilots only have 5 hits. We've been relatively quiet since the 4th inning. 2 down. Here is Steve Hovely. Slams it to left. Oh, and it dies at the wall for out number 3. Okay, we're going to the 8th inning. Good job by Jack Acker. Let's bring in Diego Agee. There we go. As you can see here, Agee making his 6th relief appearance. 1-0 with a 5 ERA. He had 1 really bad game. More walks than strikeouts. Opponents are batting .273 against him. He's got a save. And his fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. But his forkball, that's his out pitch. It's rated an 82. The 31-year-old righty is a free agent in 1971. Okay, top of the lineup. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Fregosi 0-2, over 2 with a walk and a stolen base today. Fregosi popping it up on the infield. Looks like Stanley will make the catch on the outfield grass. 1 down. Joe Torre. Ground ball to first. Hegan stepping on the bag. That's going to leave it up to Frank Robinson here. Otherwise, this team is going down quietly. Robinson flips it to right, and another 1-2-3 inning. I feel like I'll jinx it, but man, I can't imagine this team throwing back-to-back shutouts. I don't know if they did it at all in the 1969 season, but we're about to see it. Here's Van Kelly leading off. And a base hit for Kelly up the middle. There we go. That's our 6th hit of the day. The first for Kelly. I'd love to get a couple more runs, to be honest, but we're going to let Fred Stanley take a cut. He pops it up. So we'll pinch hit Agee for Whitaker, and then Whitaker will go in for Harper in right. Steve Whitaker had a big home run last series, and he walks here. Look at all those pitches. 10 pitch at bat, as Severinson's at 30 right now with 1 out. Here is Tommie Harper. Harper 1 for 3 with a home run, and that was an easy around the horn double play. So we're going to use Steve Whitaker on defense. There we go. Replace him. We're up 6 runs, so we're going to bring in Ron Locke. Well, there we go. Ron Locke, newly acquired lefty. Picked him up from the Metropolitans. We saw him once last series. He gave up a run. Did not look good. He gave up 4 walks. But hey, why wouldn't he? He's a pilot. Here's a Boog Powell. It's Powell, Stargell, and then Davey Johnson. Striking out Boog. What is going on with this staff? 1 down. Big Willie popping it up to third. And the Orioles are down to their final out. The Pilots are on the verge of having the best record in the American League through 11 games. Davey Johnson, ground ball to short. Stanley's up with it. And the Pilots throw back-to-back shutouts, winning the ballgame today. 6-0 over the Orioles. Handshakes, butt slaps, crab cakes. What a good game. I can't believe this. That is our 3rd shutout of the season. I mean, I'm very happy. There's no trade offers. I'm very happy with this, but you know what's coming down the road. It's going to be brutal when it happens, as we are now tied for the best record in the American League. Let's look at the National League. National League. Oh, wow, another expansion team in first. That's Montreal Expos. The other expansion team, the Padres, are in last. Out of curiosity, Kansas City's got tied for last in the West as well. So, okay, we've won 6 in a row. Headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Comiskey Park hosts McLaughlin's 1-0 shutout. There were a lot of shutouts yesterday too. Good performance by Jim McLaughlin. Well, we can't even get a blurb for back-to-back shutouts by an expansion team. Let's take a look at transactions. Nothing. The Willie Mays 300th steal was the last thing of note. Let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel. Player of the game, is it Tommie Harper with his big bomb? Rich Rollins has the game-winning RBI. and he had 2 RBI. But Tommie Harper had the home run, and he had a walk in there. And so we're going to give it to Tommie Harper today. Good job by him. Greg Bell gets the win. He's 2-1 on the season after that atrocious opening day start. Yeah, he's been bad, but 5 walks. So look, his whip is basically 1 for the day, so it's not like he pitched all that great. Jack Acker, Diego Segui, and Ron Locke do their gerbs. Palmer goes to 0-3. Orioles have only lost 3 games, and it's all been Palmer. That's going to do it for today. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 2 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.